Hello, dear friends. It's amazing how many news there are. Summarizing them is a Chinese job, but I have some Asian patience. If you don't like the intro, wait for the news reel, because it's awesome. Opinion piece. Flow state. Flow theory. Feeling of ease. Optimal mental state. Synchronous events. Two resets are on the way. Global monetization of gold. Stages of humanity's awakening. A big announcement on March 24th was cancelled. There are no dates because everything changes constantly. Let's start. Flow refers to a mental state in which a human being is completely absorbed and concentrated in one activity, with a feeling of ease and enjoyment. It is an optimal mental state of concentration which allows people to perform to the maximum of their capacity in a natural and satisfactory way. Achieving flow is key to well-being and personal development. It is characterized by a feeling of focused energy, total involvement with the task, and success in carrying out the activity. This state is achieved by giving complete trust to the unconscious to perform activities related to muscle memory and movement, leaving space for the mind to think creatively and strategically about the task at hand. The concept of flow was proposed by the psychologist Mihaly in 1975, and since then it has spread in different fields. Achieving this state of flow is similar to when someone floats while being carried along by the gentle current of a river. The brain works so efficiently that it appears to glide while the person performs the task almost instinctively. Flow theory is a maximum state of concentration in which the brain seems to stop time. Entering a state of flow is part of the jargon heard in the offices of some Silicon Valley companies. However, the flow experience is a state of mind where human beings are completely immersed in an activity, resulting in a feeling of focus and full enjoyment of the task at hand. Enjoying what you are doing and having interest in it is one of the main ingredients. If you like what you do, you enjoy the process, and you are not self-conscious. Time seems to transform and tends to pass very quickly, leaving you with the feeling that it has not been enough for you. Resets. According to Judy Pinton, people need to see the big bad reset to believe it, but will reset into the good one. There are two resets on the way, that of those pulling the strings of power and another one reboot planned as a countermeasure to rescue the world through an alliance of nations. A big announcement on March 24th was cancelled because of the threat of a deadly suitcase explosion and the risk of riots. According to Joe Rogan, the cabal is coordinating a border crisis to overthrow the fiat system. Bankers say, "We print money and people believe it. It is a big business to be in central banking. We finance ourselves." Charlie Watt has been a friend to Chinese elders for over 15 years. The 5 Chinese elders are made up of multi-generational families living in the Philippines and are responsible for 90% of the world's gold. Red Pill News wants that if they confiscate Donald Trump's assets, they will elect them. Mr. Ed reports that 75 banks with click accounts were seized. These assets were moved to the QFS to be returned to the people. All central banks have been integrated into the QFS, and nothing fraudulent can happen because everything is traceable. April 1st, 2024 is the New Year's Day on the Julian calendar. According to Protocollario 1, before the adoption of the Gregorian calendar in 1752, March 25th was considered the first day of the Julian calendar year in England and its dominions. This was because March 25th marked the beginning of the new liturgical year and was close to the spring equinox. However, this practice ended when the Gregorian calendar was adopted, moving the beginning of the year to January 1st. Stages of the awakening of humankind by liberty. The first stage is a political, economic, and financial crisis that will affect almost all people. The second stage is disclosure. The third stage is humanity's awareness of a new reality. The fourth stage is a massive spiritual awakening. The fifth stage is the beginning of creative activity. The sixth stage is the unification of all countries and people into a single family. The seventh stage is the reunification of humanity with its galactic family. Opinions. Alex Jones thinks they plan to use the solar eclipse on April 8th as a cover. The number of biblical events related to this eclipse is amazing. The world is on the verge of a transformation as we know it. Simon Parkes says nothing is going to happen before the November election. There are no dates because everything changes constantly and depends on many circumstances, including each one of us. Anna von Reitz believes that your social security card is a voucher issued in your name. The poet Lucanus said, "If Rome is weak, where will we look for strength? If Rome is lost, where will we look for help?" The Johnny Watcher show takes a look at the trash conspiracies that are thrown into the media to muddy the water and help hide the truth. Have I done any good in the world today? Have I helped someone in need? Have I cheered up the sad or made someone feel happy? According to Doug Duff, there is no way to govern innocent human beings. The only power is to take action against criminals. But when there are not enough of them, so many things are declared crimes that it is impossible to live without breaking the laws. According to Thomas Smith, the coalition will show the world's population what awaits them: a world of peace and prosperity, a world without necessary suffering. According to Daniel Hatches, there is not much time. God has asked the better angels to help this world. The earth is the pinnacle of divine creation. You know, the spiritual battle is here. And so, through time and space, they have all come here, the good and the bad, but they are few and we are many. According to Luna, fear immobilizes you because you say, "That's the way it is." It's not real. It only exists because you give it shape by being afraid of it. It is as if you made it part of your reality. So, for you, it exists. It keeps you stuck, and that's it. That's staying stuck and not moving forward. It's like you're afraid to learn and grow. In essence, you are afraid to grow up and be who you came to be. Economy. Bretton Woods threat is already underway. According to Gold Telegraph, the financial system has become a weapon. Stephen Van Meter, world's leaders are panicking about this going to zero. X22 report, the economic system is not working and people are fighting back. Experts predict a market correction. They know that the economy is collapsing and the big players are getting rid of their employees, while the lion is preparing to attack. He adds that the collapse of the bridge is being used as a cover for the economic crisis. General Flynn called this a black swan event. Buyers and creditors beware, wants 3 Moon 7. The Fed demonizes alternative currencies. Get ready for the final battle. EU cracks down on anonymous crypto transactions. We are approaching at the April-May deadline for the new EU crypto standard. The London Stock Exchange will start the market for Bitcoin and Ether on May 28th. Europe adopts an instant payment regulation that comes into force in 2 weeks. SWIFT plans to launch a central bank digital currency in a year or two. According to Goldilocks, most countries in the world are bankrupt or on the verge of bankruptcy and do not have the capacity to pay their debt. This is why Basel III compliance comes into play this year, which will reveal financial failures and force necessary mergers. Precious metals. The decision has been made to monetize gold globally. Vince Lanci believes that Bitcoin takes money away from gold and silver. Mike Maloney says silver has a long way to go before hitting new highs. Big Swire says that the war has come for silver and that everyone should buy it. Arcadia Economics talks about the Philadelphia Fed investigating whether returning to the gold standard would stabilize prices. Craig Henke believes that central bankers are driving up the price of gold. The World Bank has published the manual for investing in gold. The meteoric rise of gold indicates a paradigm shift in the monetary system. BlackRock says gold investors had the capital market. Larry Fink laments about India's love gold. Lena Petrova says we should return to the gold standard to reduce inflation. China assumes control of the price of gold from the West. Zimbabwe may back its currency with gold in an effort to end exchange rate instability, the finance minister said. The Central Bank of Zimbabwe has accumulated almost a ton of gold since it introduced a law requiring mining companies to pay part of their royalties in gold. Gold and silver rise as banking concerns loom. The next market surprise will be a cocoa, silver, and gold. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.